All right, Nick Wright. We get him about once every 3 or 4 weeks, and I always love it. So on television, I got about 12 minutes, and I can't, extrapolate. I can't go into too much detail. But I was thinking about this today when I was taking the train home, which, yeah, I do now take the train home every
Yeah.
day.
Wow.
I did.
Good for you, buddy.
One of the people.
Yeah, man of the people. It's what everyone's always said about you.
So there's a knock on SGA, and I've said this. He's not a lot of fun to watch, but it's interesting. I went back to like George Mikan.
Okay.
And if you go back, take LeBron, Michael Jordan, and Kobe out. They are hyper athletic. They are among NBA players insane. And what I'm going to mention to you are the leaders of dynasties and the leaders of champions. George Mikan, Havlicek Kuzi, Moses Malone, Dumars Isaiah, Akeem, Bird McHale, Magic Kareem, Duncan Tony Parker, Steph Draymond, Jokic Murray, SGA, Dirk, Luca separately, Katie Harden, Bill Walton, Rick Barry, Wes Unseld, Gus Williams. You start going from the 60s on. It is remarkable how often the hyper athletic player, the Sean Kemp, the Drexler, the Neek, doesn't win titles. We are fascinated with them, but it's the foundational player. It's the player that gives you 28 and plays on both ends. And so I think the league's history doesn't favor Ant. It favors SGA, who is I said this today, SGA averages 33 a night because he scores 33 a night. Ant averages 25 because he scores 39 and then 19.
Oh,
And,
okay, yeah.
yeah,
There's a consistency with SGA for sure.
and Duncan and Havlicek and Akeem. Now, again, LeBron, Kobe, MJ, take them off the board. But most of our great dynasties and teams have been about really great coaching and at times kind of a boring, efficient. I mean, isn't Jason Tatum closer to SGA than Ant? Is he not?
Yeah, no, Tatum might be, but I'm going to push back here because I don't think intentionally, but you left out Bill Russell, who won 11, and while he wasn't flashy, was either the best or the second best athlete of his era. And that when I say best or well, he was second best because Wilt Chamberlain was there.
Right.
Now, he only won 2. You did not include Dr. J, who only won 1 in the NBA, but dominated in the ABA.
Yes.
And then, of course, there is the 10 between Michael and LeBron that are like, so, and there's 10 right there. I think that Ant is being, so here's I think, an odd take, but I believe it to be true. I think to the audience, Ant and SGA feel like they're the same age, even though SGA is almost 4 years older.
That's
because
right.
it feels like they have both been on like fringe contender to wait legitimate contender to wait real expectations the same amount of time. So the fact that Ant's 23 and SGA soon will be 27, people are shocked when they know like SGA older than Luka. Like that doesn't feel right because Luka was a prominent star immediately. So I think there is a little too much maybe Ant skepticism right now because he hasn't now in back-to-back conference finals come through, but it was a testament to him that they got to these conference finals, and at 23, SGA wasn't anything close to an MVP candidate himself.
You know what he is? He's Lamar Jackson the first couple of years before Lamar, like Mahomes admitted in year 3, okay, I'm good on the pre-snap stuff now. At one point,
Sure.
you're just being an athlete. And then Mahomes goes, yeah, middle of year 3, it slowed down and I could see stuff before it happened. But and Mahomes is cognitively really quick. And Russell Wilson admits, and Brady admits, and that Ant is sort of the great young athlete quarterback. Now, Jaden Daniels, total outlier. It's like he's got it down now.
Yep.
But it's like Ant's the quarterback, like, man, wait until he's
wait
great
until I know what
pre-snap.
I'm doing. Right. Wait until I
That's
actually
right.
know what I'm doing.
That's right.
And so, no, and listen, and obviously also has some maturing to do, I think, on and off
Yeah.
the court. But he's
Yeah.
23. And I think Shai is, kind of wise beyond his youth, the way he talks. And like,
Yeah.
I, I thought Shai was very clearly the league's MVP this year.
Yeah.
Until the Lakers traded for Luka, I thought pretty clearly all year Oklahoma City was the best team. Once the Lakers traded for
Yeah.
Luka, I thought they could beat them. But the moment the Lakers got knocked out, I said I thought Oklahoma City was going to win it. And in my opinion, Game 4 against the Timberwolves, they won the championship. Like I think this NBA season, I'm still excited for it. But the deciding event has happened. I think the Thunder are going to win the title. The SGA stuff where people push back is it feels like some of the flopping about and foul stuff is unnecessary, and it's just something we have seen other MVPs, Embiid and most notably Harden, do this stuff. Nobody ever likes that. Like, that's not picking on SGA. That is it's something people don't like, and people come back to me with, well, Nick, you love Luka. Luka does not flop. Luka whines. Luka, if he gets a call, he's angry he didn't get it sooner. If he doesn't get a call, he's furious. But he is trying to finish through contact. Shai is being a little cagier. He almost never whines, but he doesn't need to because he's getting the calls. But listen, he is a great, great player, and they're going to win 84 games this year, maybe lose less than 20, and he's going to average north of 30 throughout. It's an all-time great season.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, I don't know if I told you this. I may have told Danny Parkins this. The advantage Oklahoma City has accumulating all these draft picks. So I've always been a believer in baseball and NBA, just give away draft picks. It's the opposite in football because you're getting a 24-year-old and you can get 50 to 60% that hit, and some hit immediately, and they're grown men and they're Jamar Chase and they're the second best receiver in the league.
And it's a hard cap and you need cheap players.
Yeah, and so you get guys that come in and not only are good. Quentin Nelson, guard Colts, was like, oh, is he the second best guard at 24? Yep. Doesn't work that way in baseball. Even Bryce Harper goes to the minors. So, when I look at these draft picks, here's an advantage. I'd be very reticent, very reluctant if I was OKC to move off this group. Not only are they good, but what is happening with NIL? Players like Zach Edey are like, yeah, I'm going to stay another year. European players now. Illinois is going to have 5 European starters. The Spanish leagues that have most of the talent are thinking of shuttering. American colleges now, NIL, are buying the best European players. What does that mean? College basketball has been fortified over the last 2 years. The quality of Florida playing Houston, you're like, oh, there's 7 NBA guys on these teams. The UConn team 2 years ago, like, they had 2 guys make the all-NBA top 2-3 teams. Zach Edey, comes in. He's really dominant. We went through a 20-year stretch of college basketball where Doug McDermott won College Player of the Year and is the 9th best player on a good team's roster. Garza, was it Luka Garza? Tyler Hansborough. We are now moving back because players are, first of all, not going to the G League as often, staying in college, and now they're poaching European players. Those draft picks now, there could be a much higher percentage of them that hit and can play early. Sorry to interrupt this great video, but please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now back to the video.
Well, so here's the other thing where they do. So if you dive into Oklahoma City's pick bounty, and it is a ton of picks, when you look at it, none of them really project out to be top 5 picks. But it's going to be a lot of they got the 9th, they got the 14th, they got the 17th, all that stuff. And they already did this once with this guy I don't know anything about, but his name's Topic, who stayed in Europe. They drafted him a year or 2 ago, and he should come over next year. What they will be able to do is draft international guys who say, hey, you can draft me, but I'm not coming over for a couple years. And I think they will be totally fine with that because they don't have enough space on their roster right now. They don't need guys to come in and play immediately. And the point you're making is they can, instead of drafting the 19-year-old who people hope in 4 years is going to be really good, they might take more of the approach of, we're going to draft the senior who can give us 8 minutes a night in year one, and that's useful. And listen, Presti's done a great job drafting. Where I would caution everyone is, of the last 5 NBA champions, 4 of them, the moment they were winning the championship, we were all pretty convinced they were going to win a bunch, and none of them have even made round 3. The Lakers, when they won in the bubble, it was like, well, LeBron's still the best player in the world. Anthony Davis has got to a next level. How are they? I guess the Lakers have gotten back to a round 3.
Well, but Denver, Boston.
Right. So exactly. Milwaukee the next year. Holy shit. Giannis put it all together. They traded for Holiday. They're obviously going to be dominant. They haven't been back to round 3. Golden State was different because Golden State, we looked at it as the end of a run. Like they already had their championships. Certainly Denver. We were like, okay, it's the Jokic era. All year, people thought, well, Boston's the best team. And now I can see it happening again with OKC, where people are going to be like, who's going to stop them? What is remarkable is that OKC has gotten back to this point. That last night, or the game 4, Shai, J-Dub, and Chet combined for 95 points, Colin. 94 was the high watermark for KD, Russ, and Harden together. And, that team was there. I think KD was better than Shai. Their big.
But those guys now in the rearview mirror are really flawed. Like Harden and Westbrook need the ball.
It doesn't fit as well. No, these 3 guys fit together better.
Yes.
Those 3 guys are a higher talent. But if we, like, that team, when they were all 23 or younger, made the finals, won game 1 of those finals against LeBron's Heat. They were favorites going into the finals, big favorites after game 1. And that franchise has not been in the finals again since then. Has not won another finals game. Now I think they're going to win the championship. I just, I would pump the brakes on anyone saying this is, that this is about to be the Oklahoma City era. I just feel like we feel in the moment right after an NBA team wins a title, we're always like, well, they're just going to keep winning titles. That's not what the last decade has been.
Well, Holmgren could get hurt. At some point, Jalen Williams will want to get paid.
Well, that's the problem is the getting paid. The problem is Oklahoma City, which has never paid the luxury tax, they're about to have to pay Shai $1 million a game. That's what it's coming. And so but right now in the moment, they won 68 games. And I don't think I think the last adversity they're going to face for the season, they faced in game 4 and they came through.